update your LinkedIn picture that way, okay? And it's an unedited picture. You can use whatever app, program, whatever Photoshop to doctor it however you want. All right, I don't have time to sit there and edit the photos, but we can take it and we can send it to you later in the week of the career fair. All right? So we definitely want to get the word out that this event is happening. All right? So now, thank you for doing that. We're going to move on. The learning objectives. We have a lot of leadership and professional competencies. I'm going to talk about all those pretty colored bubbles that we covered before. We want you to really understand how to navigate the professional work environment. So Dominique and Shin, you've heard this before. You're my only two. Everyone else is new. So I want you ladies to chime in wherever you can in what you saw on the IHG trip before, okay, and how it applied really well, especially because you got to see the corporate professional setting, right? We're going to cover some professionalism basics, what to wear, what not to wear, all right? Business etiquette, classy communications, classy social media accounts, workplace scenarios. I'm not going to worry about the post-assessment survey, but I do have a task for you, all right? So what does it mean to be professional? What does that mean?
To represent yourself in a professional manner.
Okay, but so what does a professional manner mean, though?
Well, when I think about professional, I think about how they do.
Okay. So appearance is one part, posture is one part. So remember I was talking about all those ways we communicate verbally and non-verbally? So the handshake is part of this professionalism. The eye contact is part of this professionalism. The attire is part of those. That's all non-verbal communication going on right there, guys. Okay? So remember, it's not just what you say, it's the full package, head to toe. All right? And also how you deliver it and what you do. So how is being professional possibly different than being a student? And I put the word possibly in there.
Being professional is saying that you're a student, just saying that you're someone who's looking to receive an education. Being professional is using that education for
Applying.
beyond.
Yeah. Well said. So if I'm a student, I might be able to get away with wearing like jeans and a t-shirt and a baseball cap, right, to my classes. But if I'm a professional, if I walked into that MMHLA luncheon today with jeans, a baseball cap, some sneakers, I would have been like, who are you? Like, you've got the wrong place. I would have stood out like a sore thumb, all right? So I tell students a real easy way to stand out as a professional, even as a student, is by dressing the part. So if I have a guest speaker in my class, right, and distinguished speakers is a perfect way to go and do this, right? You're going to meet people dressed professionally. How am I going to engage with a student who's dressed very casually versus a student, what's your name again? Jessica. Dressed like Jessica, right? Like, I'm probably going to receive you a bit differently, right? Like, oh, you're the, you might have a depiction of your typical, I don't know, whatever. Whether it's the frat boy, the sorority girl, whatever you're projecting, whatever image, right? But if you're professional, I might receive you differently. So this is just a little simple thing you can do to even stand out as a professional, as a student. Be professional as a student, little things you do, right? In the dictionary, it defines professionalism as the conduct, aims, or qualities that characterize or mark a profession or a professional person. All right, profession is defined as calling requiring specialized knowledge and often long and intensive academic preparation. So to your point, Maya, right? When you're a professional, it's like you're applying all that knowledge and skill set that you gained while you were in school. Right? There are a lot of key points of professionalism. You have specialized knowledge. You guys are gaining the specialized knowledge, particularly in hospitality. You have the competency to deliver that, and that's what we work on to develop in you. But also professional is having this honesty and this integrity about you. Like, do you just talk the talk of guest services, or do you really deliver it? All right. So integrity is sort of like, what are you still going to do it if no one's looking? Right? Hopefully, yes. I mean, that's what someone who has real integrity, they're gonna follow through, right? A professional person is gonna showcase respect. Respect for others, respect for themselves. And that's key. And then understand that your respect, the way you treat your maintenance person, you know, it's the same amount of respect that you give your front desk agent or, you know, the CEO of the company. You're gonna respect everyone. You're gonna hold yourself accountable. Accountability is a key part of professionalism. Do you think that if I went to these networking events and I told people, yes, I'm gonna email you, I'll send you, you know, and then I never do it, if they're gonna wanna work with me anymore? I have to hold myself accountable to delivering on what I said I was gonna do. So you really, like, I think this is where, again, that ghosting comes into play. We move on to the next thing we forgot. We stop talking to the, like, no, we need you to hold yourselves accountable. Because in some instances, your entry level job, they're not gonna babysit you guys, you know? They're not gonna hold your hand through the whole process. And a lot of companies, they're expecting you to do the training modules, get out there and do it. Right? Yeah, she's like, her face said it all. She was like, yep, that's how it is. And where are you at right now?
Homewood Suites.
Homewood Suites.
Popular.
All right.
I did 6 days online training, and they were like, okay, you're going to 600 today, and I was here 5.
Yeah.
I was by myself my first
Yeah.
day.
So like that technology, it's like it's a double-edged sword, right? Because although you had the technology there to kind of give you all the information, how much different would it have been to do some role playing and to do some practice with someone there? It was like, oh, you did the training, go ahead, go now do it. And that's something that's happening a lot in the industry, so you guys gotta be prepared for scenarios like that. All right, self-regulation is key. All right, no one's gonna say, okay, I'll call you to wake you up at this time so you can get the bus at this time so you can get to work at this time. No, you know, it's on you. You're responsible for that. So you have to regulate yourself. When I go to these events, and I kid you not, if I know I have like one of those, and Professor Flora can testify to this, like if I know I have a big day, I'm like, okay, I gotta go make some eggs this morning. Like I need protein. I gotta make sure I have good breakfast, right? Because I gotta be on all day, and if I'm not fueling myself, right, I'm not gonna have anything left to deliver. So, and that's part of that self-regulation. Like, no one's telling me to do that. I just need to know what I gotta do to get it done, right? And image, right? Image and brand, that's almost everything these days. I mean, it goes with you no matter where you are. Even when people aren't looking, because why? There's usually a camera looking, right? That's why you see all these crazy things happening on social media right now. Yeah, I'm not going to get into political stuff, but it's on there. All right, so why professionalism matters. Professionals are the kind of people that other people respect and value. They're the ones who are most likely the first to get the promotions. Think about that. If you're carrying yourself in an unprofessional manner in your place of work, and an opportunity comes about, am I saying, hey, you should go for this job? No, I'm gonna go to the person who's been reliable, who is self-regulated well, who has had integrity, right? I'm gonna look over you. You're not even a consideration, right? So the professional person, like, you earn that, it's like a reputation you carry in the workplace. And your reputation, like, should precede you. People know, oh, so-and-so's coming to this meeting, I better, let me make sure that I did that follow-up, right? Because they're gonna hold me accountable too. So your reputation goes a long way. And I'm gonna pause here because this is not a part of this presentation, but guys, Memphis is small. Okay? It's geographically vast, but it's small in the sense that everybody knows everybody here. So if you mess up at Sheraton downtown, right, and then you're hired by Weston, someone at Weston knows the people that run, you know, Sheraton. And they talk. So Memphis is small in that respect. You don't want your reputation to precede you in a negative way in another hotel before you even get there. And I've seen it happen to some of our students where they try to, like, hit refresh, you know, like, oh, I'm just gonna leave it and I'm gonna start all over again. And then some of that stuff followed them into the new place. So before you make that mistake, like, learn from someone else's mistake, right? You don't have to make the same one to understand the lesson involved. So professional dress. Professionals have to look the part. They don't show up to work with, you know, sloppily dressed or unkept hair. And like, be careful because my hair is a little crazy today. All right, so don't judge my hair. They're polished. They're dressed appropriately for the situation at hand. All right. So when I'm running my Girl Scout troop, guys, I look completely different. All right. It's usually jeans, t-shirt, a baseball cap, and hair up. Like we're out there, we're painting, we're doing this, we're doing that. That's for that part, right? But then I come to work and it's like, okay, blazer. Today I've got boots on, the slacks, the blouse, you know, the earrings, the whole thing, right? So you have to decide what I'm wearing. Is it distracting or attracting? So let's break down all of these images here. I know, it's kind of funny. All right, so let's start with the young lady right over here. Distracting, attracting, what do you guys have to say? Distracting, right? Totally inappropriate attire. So you have to be careful about what you wear. And so, ladies in the room, like, some of the best things that you can invest in are these like little panties that go underneath your blouses. Because sometimes you can't control like a cowlick or whatever and what's going to show. Just get some of these, all right? It completes the professional look. All right. Over here. She looks pretty, but what is that for? It's like, it's a church suit. It's a suit, but it's a church suit, guys. That's not business attire, okay? Yeah. So let's go over to this gentleman here in our zoot suit. Okay. He's like, yeah, that is fly. Okay. Yeah. But that's not professional attire, okay? I feel like I'm going to be in a Janet Jackson video on that, okay? So that's not professional attire, all right? So be careful there. Now this guy is dressed nicely, and I say it would be business attire. I wish he had like a slightly darker tie, all right? And that he can go into a business setting with. But that's still not a business suit. That's casual. That's business casual, right? Because the pants need to match the jacket if it's a complete business suit. So today I'm not in a complete business suit. I'm more business casual, okay? And over here, how's he dressed? Distracting for business, why? Yeah, so like, I mean that stripe, I mean if he's doing business, let's say in Miami, he might be able to get away with that. In LA, he might be able to get away with that. But here, no, that's not, oops, sorry, that's not the look that we're going for, okay? So you have to assess, am I distracting the people or attracting in the right way? So why dress professionally if I'm a student? We're going to go through this, all right? Because you're dressing for the job that you want. Even when you get into the industry, they say dress for the job that you want, not for the job that you have. Now, if you're confined to a uniform, obviously you're confined to a uniform. But even before you get into work, you have to go into the locker room and change for that uniform. And this was a trick that I actually used at 270 Park when I worked in Manhattan. Right? I mean, I was a baker for Aramark in a food production kitchen. Right? I went into I dressed professionally in work. All right? I changed into my checks, my chef jacket, my Comey cap. All right? When my manager saw me leave, I dressed up again. Now, when time for promotion came, who do you think they were coming to? Yeah. Like my chef had to step out and they're like, hey, why don't you talk to Marta? Because it seems like she's got the whole package deal. So people are watching you at all times. And that's just, to be honest with you, that's how my mama raised me. That's just what my mom told me to do. Or I didn't realize the repercussions of that. And in this case, it was a positive thing. All right? You're the face of your employer, your university, your organization at all times. So whether even if you're going away on like spring break somewhere, right? You're still a reflection of where you've come from. So remember that. Typically, the first judgment someone makes is based on your appearance. I can't control that. I wish the world wasn't like that they're judging you based on your appearance, but that's how it is.
But you can control it
Yeah.
based on what you wear.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's your call. Do you want to fall, like, there are no victims here, right? Because you have some control in how you dress. Right? The first impression you make is by far the most important one. I always say you don't get a second chance to make a first impression, so it's always better to overdress for a job interview. You can't mess that up. So for men and women, we do, and this is, I apologize in advance for not using gender neutral definitions here for students. The university is in the process of changing all of the language we use, okay? But typically, if you identify as man or male, then you're gonna wear a two-piece black navy or charcoal suit, a simple tie, a white dress shirt, a coordinating belt with your belt matches your shoes, typically, and your shoes are polished and dark in color. All right, I don't know what happened there. All right, so know that the socks, now that's a stylistic thing. Some people go a little like flashy with the socks. Go conservative. You can't ever go wrong with a conservative look with socks, okay? If you identify as a female, a two-piece suit, black navy or charcoal, a skirt no more than 1 inch above the knee, okay? And you have to be comfortable, ladies, because I've been on job interviews where next thing you know, I'm sitting at a high boy, right? You know what a high boy is, like the hollow. Okay, good. All right, so you're sitting up there and you're trying to get up there, all right? And you have a skirt and you're stuck, right? So just make sure that you're comfortable and you can sit in no matter what seating they give you, especially in hospitality. Because you never know if they're doing the interview in the lobby of the hotel, or if they're doing it in the restaurant, or if they're doing it in an event banquet space. You never know what room they're going to pull you into, or is it a conference room, So you have to be ready for everything. So for women, I say you can't go wrong with a pantsuit. Okay. Blouses should be cotton or silk, white or pastel, and your heels, no 1 to 2 inches and a closed toe. So you can have the greatest pedicure ever, but you're going to cover that pedicure, okay? Yes?
So for women, you don't know if they're using this pantyhose.
I do. So pantyhose, yes, ladies, let's talk about those. All right, so I get that they're a bit uncomfortable, all right, especially in Memphis heat. All right, but one way to get around that is just wearing pants, right? And you're still gonna have that layer there. But yes, I suggest pantyhose. Okay, and they're not fishnets. They're very neutral. They're very, mild tone. Skin tone. It's hard because nude for me is really hard. Like I bought a pair with said nude color pantyhose, and I put them on, and my legs looked white, and then I didn't match my skin up here. I was like, what did I? But I had to wear them. So I felt awkward that day. So try to find what matches your skin tone as well. You guys have it so easy. Okay? All right, so here we go. There's a difference between business professional and business casual. So a blouse or long sleeve collared shirt or prescribed uniform would be considered business casual. Traditional in style and coordinated. So these are business casual looks. Okay? It's clean, cut, conservative, and not even too fancy. Right? You have to be careful with your accessories. This is like way overdoing it. That's not my example of what you should do, just so I'm clear. All right? So you have to be mindful of your nails, right? And they do look at clean fingernails. Gentlemen, have clean fingernails for this career fair. Get a nail file out, okay? Like they'll know if you're chewing up your nails before coming in because they're gonna look all jagged. They go to reach your hand and next thing you know you're scratching them, right? So be careful with that. Wear limited accessories, not too much bling. All right, very mild. You can't go wrong with the traditional look. And so women, your earrings have to be small. So even like this wouldn't be appropriate for the career fair. It's usually like no more than a dime size earring. So be careful what you wear in your ears. As well, gentlemen, if you have earrings, all right, any